Om. Sutra number 25. Another Vibhuti. Pravrityalokanyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam. Pravrityalokanyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam. Pravrityaha aloka nyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam. Pravrityaha, pravritti is the sensual, senses, because outwardness, outgoing. The only all senses go outwards. Pravritti is outwards, outgoing. And that is the senses. Aloka, illumination. Illuminating the senses. It is not that we take a torch and throw light on the senses. Illuminating the senses means higher sensual faculties. In case of higher sensual faculties means it is deep and sukshma it is. Subtleties. Subtleties are the highers of the senses. Nyasa is directing. To direct. Give a direction to it. Sukshma is subtle. Vyavahita is covered, veiled, or hidden. Viprakrishta is remote, far away. Jnanam, knowledge. Pravrityalokanyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam. Knowledge of the small, the hidden, or the distance will come by directing the light of higher sense activity. Pravritti aloka, the light of the higher sense activity. That is the pravritti aloka. Nyasa is directing. So by directing the light of higher sense activity, the knowledge, jnanam of sukshma, subtle, vyavahita, covered or veiled, and viprakrishta, distant, remote, that knowledge will come. And this is very important in understanding that by performing samyama and directing the higher sense qualities, we gain the power of knowing things which are covered. Means, if anything is covered by a cloth, something is hidden, hold something in your hands, and if a person is able to perform samyama, he will tell what is there in the fists. Something is kept in the pocket, he will be able to tell it. Swami Vivekananda experienced this in Hyderabad. He quotes it in his experiences. The beautiful book, The Powers of Mind. Vivekananda tells it. He says that he has written something, an unknown language in a small slip, and he hidden it. And there was a yogi whom he met in Hyderabad, and that person exactly repeated what he was written, hidden in his pocket. Vyavahita it is. Hidden things are known. Hidden things come to the knowledge. What are covered gets discovered. Similarly, sukshma, subtle, very small things. Sukshma drishti, able to see inner things, inner vision, not just outward, able to pierce through, able to understand. And viprakrishta, far away, remote things, he will be able to know, because he has directed highly sensitized, illumined senses. We should remember, and we know that all knowledge comes to us through our senses. Whatever we say we know, whatever we say we will know, everything comes to the senses. And these senses are limited. And even if there is a vast knowledge, we will get only limited knowledge, even from the vast knowledge, the source of the vast knowledge, because the sense of knowledge, senses, tools of knowledge are limited. But if you break these limitations and direct each sense to its highest sensual level, sense level, heightened sensual level, and illumine it, then the powers, then the limitations will be broken. Enormous help is given to the eyes, in our own eyes, in seeing what is distant. But we use a tool like a telescope. But similarly, we use a small microscope to see the smallest things, not naturally seen, normally seen by the naked eye. What cannot be seen by a naked eye are seen by a microscope, a telescope, an X-ray apparatus. And these instrumental aids afforded to our physical sense organs, though wonderful in some ways, but they have limitations of their own kinds. But the power of perception of visibility within us is unbound and unlimited. And that is the sutra reiterates that pravritya lokanyasat sukshma vyavahita viprakrishta jnanam, it says. And the second sutra, another sutra, 26th sutra following this one is Bhuvana Jnanam Surye Samyamat. Bhuvana Jnanam Surye Samyamat. Bhuvana is a world, the universe. Jnana, knowledge. Bhuvana Jnanam, knowledge of the universe, knowledge of the world. Surye Samyamat, by performing Samyama on Surya. By performing Samyama on the Surya, the knowledge of the entire world is known. We all know that it is the Surya who is the center of the whole world. He gives light. What we cannot see in darkness, we can see in the light of the sun. And everywhere in the whole world, it is illumined by the sun. If not, the sun rays falls directly, but there is a light which may be reflected. The natural light, the light is the light of the Surya, the sun, sunlight, Surya Kanti. And wherever there is a light, it is a symbol and expression of the sun. And nothing can be illumined as bright as a Surya. And performing on that source of light, performing on that core of light, performing on that brilliance of the Surya, and performing a samyama on Surya. Entire knowledge of the universe comes, because it is a sunlight which lights the whole world. It is the sun who illumines the whole world. Wherever the sunlight falls, and if you perform samyama on the sun, that knowledge comes to the person. So within the body, entire science, structure of the body, samyama on Surya, tattva in the body. That is what, there is a Surya tattva in the body. Our temperature is the Surya tattva in the body. The heat in us is a Surya tattva in the body. It is symbolic of the sun in us. And performing samyama on the Surya, we know the knowledge of the universe, because whole world rotates around the sun. It is the sun who illumines. Mythologically, we know in the Puranas that Hanuman, Anjaneya, learnt all the knowledge, entire knowledge from Surya, because Surya is the spring of knowledge. Exactly, the sutra repeats it. Bhavanajnanam Surya Samyamat. Anjaneya got that. And that is what this beautiful sutra repeats. Let us see another vibhuti in the next sutra. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.